Breaking news. The state of Virginia is not taking this redistricting battle laying down. It's asked the United States Supreme Court to intervene on its behalf and restore the will of Virginians who voted a couple of weeks ago to have a mid-decade redistricting. The Supreme Court of Virginia last Friday threw out the will of the people and said, no. This is going to come down to the definition of election day. Let me explain. In the state of Virginia, its constitution says that in order for a constitutional amendment to take place, there's 3 steps. It has to take place in between 2 legislative sessions. So legislation session already passed. Another one is coming up. And in between, the vote would be November. The Republicans on the Virginia Supreme Court, because it's a 5-4 split, decided they're going to look to the dictionary. They're going to go up and down and look over and try, okay, the definition of election day includes early voting. And because it includes early voting, then it's too late, because it's too late already. The early voting period passed already, so you can't have this. I'm so glad the Attorney General of Virginia decided to fight this, because it looked like some of the leaders were going to just take this laying down and not like actually put up a fight. We're not doing this anymore. So they argued in their brief they're going to argue to the Supreme Court that actually no, election day is election day. That's November, whatever. It's November 4th, November 5th, the second Tuesday, the first Tuesday in November. It hasn't happened yet. You can't be making up rules based on stuff. The Constitution says election day. And normally this wouldn't be something that the Supreme Court would take because it's a state matter. However, the argument for asking the Supreme Court to accept the emergency state is that Supreme Court is already deciding on this. In Mississippi, they also are deciding what day counts as election day, because there's a rule in Mississippi that says that if you send your ballot and it's postmarked by election day, it will still count. There's a little leniency. There's a challenge to that. They don't want it to count if it's received after. And they say election day has to be received by election day. The postmark date doesn't matter. The date it has to be received by day. So you're already accepted a case that's going to be determining whether the election day, the definition of it. So you are already. Now, if the Supreme Court does not take this emergency, after they've taken it on behalf of Mississippians, and they don't take it on behalf of Virginians because they know the people in Virginia want to restore their rights, that's going to be some activist stuff. I've already said they're activists, because when it's a Republican president, they're saying, yeah, executive power, let them do whatever they want. When it's Biden, they're saying, no, you can't do loans. When it's Obama, they're like, you can't do EPA. That's up to Congress. They're talking about states' rights when it comes to abortion, but national rights when it comes to AR-15 being allowed in all states. Make it make sense. Anyway, JJ Legal, each one teach one. Share this news. We'll find out. I'll keep you updated.